Hey everyone, Jared here, and welcome to my vlog of the Talking Pictures TV Festival of Film in July 2026. So yes, I don't know if I have much to say for this introduction other than just I'm very excited about it as usual. If you saw my video where I was going over the guests, you get to know who I'm going to see, and I also went over the guests who will be at the next one I'm going to in September. So yeah, but out of this lineup, I guess the person who I'm most looking forward to seeing and the person who I'm most familiar with is Kiki D. And I guess I'm also interested in seeing the Tommy Cooper tribute act, because it'll be interesting to see how good it is compared to there was another Tommy Cooper impersonator who was at a previous show that I went to. And yeah, and again, with this one, like with the previous one that I went to in St. Albans, I am going to be part of a WhatsApp group where I get to share the photos that I take of the guests on stage. And yeah, and now I think I do have a better understanding of it, so hopefully it'll go better than it did last time, because last time I did struggle a bit with that. But yeah, just really looking forward to it as usual. So yeah, now I'll probably cut to something at the show or maybe the place I'm staying at. So yeah, I hope you enjoy the rest of this vlog.
Yeah, I was trying to get that one out and I couldn't get it out. Yes, don't worry, just leave it as best you can, it's fine.
That makes you feel easy.
That's weird, the youngest is ready to work.
No, I thought great line. But in that case,
I don't really speak to many people, so
keep it to yourself. I don't think.
shenanigans or things like this, and stick it all on that.
No,
Get a few money in.
it's the hassle of it because I'm like a bit of a perfectionist. I want to know what's been perfect. I want to do really well.
Is it because you just feel like you're to watch 30 episodes or something?
Well, I look at my stuff and I think I've got so much fun. I want to see it. I want to see I never really started, so 2 years.
So I think this might be new, or at least I hadn't noticed it when I've been to this theatre before, but they have like this film reel on the wall which I thought looked really cool, so I took this video of it. And this time my ticket said that my seats were on the balcony. This was the first time that I had ever actually been on the balcony at this theatre, so yeah, I took this footage of the stuff that was on the walls, like in like the stairway to, leading up to the balcony. And yeah, Sarah actually did allow me to sit at the front on like on the floor, on not the floor but like on the bottom level, like let me sit at the front, not on the balcony, because there were some seats at the front that hadn't been sold. And yeah, she said that I could get some better pictures. I could get some better photos taken, sitting at the front row. So that was nice. But I did still go up to the balcony when it was during the time I was waiting for the actual main show to start. And yeah, this was a nice experience to go up here, which I haven't been up before, and seeing all the cool stuff on the walls. And yeah, I did also take these videos from the balcony, which, I mean, I guess Sarah is right that I could get better photos from not sitting on the balcony, but I think footage like this, is cool to get from the balcony. All right, everyone. So I'm filming this over a week now after I was at the event itself. Yes. Sorry that it's taken a while. Since I am filming this quite a bit after I've been to the actual show, I am also going to be uploading it later. So sorry about the delay, but yeah. But I did put up a post explaining sort of why. So basically, like on the weekdays, I work, and after work, I don't always feel in the mood to make a video. Although I have been doing some editing right after work. And then the weekend, so I was at the Talking Picture show on the weekend, and then on weekdays I was at work, and then the weekend after that, I went on holiday. So yes, I am filming this after I've come back from work, but I thought I might as well just film this now and get it over with. Well, yeah, but I'll hopefully enjoy talking about it still. So yes, not only did I really enjoy the show, but this time I did have a better understanding of the whole thing with taking the photographs, in the WhatsApp group, and it was a lot easier for me. And not just that I had a better understanding of it. Another thing is it was a bit easier for me this time because there were less people in the group chat sharing photos. Now, not like, don't mean any disrespect to the other people who were in the group last time who were sharing it, but yeah, last time there were loads of people, and I think maybe that added to the stress for me. But this time it was not that many people. I mean, there were people, Paul and Mel, who work at Talking Pictures, and they were in it, but they weren't sharing photos. So the only people who were sharing photos, there was me, and Sarah occasionally shared a few photos, but she didn't do it that much. And also her son shared a lot of photos, so yeah. So Sarah herself didn't share photos that much, so it was mostly just me and her son who were sharing the photos, and that kind of made it a bit less stressful. I mean, I don't know if at the next year they'll have more people in the group, and obviously no disrespect to the other people, but I don't know, it was a bit easier for me with there not being as many people in the group chat sharing photos. And yeah, as for the show itself, it was a lot of fun. Some of the acts I'll mention, they had Rosemary Ash, who's doing a tribute to the actress Dora Bryan. She was talking as her, in character as Dora Bryan, and it was interesting hearing her talk about the actress's life and career. And she did also perform some songs. I would say my favorite one of the songs that she performed was the one about like actors' stage names, because Dora Bryan wasn't her real name, so she did this whole song about like actors' stage names and how their stage names sound more like glamorous than their real names, and I did really enjoy that song from her. That's Now there was a guy named Stefan Pejic who he did, I guess, an excerpt from his I think it's a one man like musical. He does like Tommy Cooper the musical. Yeah, I'm guessing it was excerpts from Tommy Cooper the musical. I'm guessing he does like a longer thing as well. And he did sing a bit. And not that the singing was bad, but I generally preferred the comedy and like the props and the magic that he did. Impersonating Tommy Cooper. He did a good job of that. Apparently, some of the props that he used were actually some of the original Tommy Cooper props, which is cool. And yeah, a lot of them, they were old Tommy Cooper gags. Some of them were like new, but were in the style of Tommy Cooper. Yeah, he did a good job. A lot of the props, they are just generally funny props. But also his delivery, he delivers the jokes in the style of Tommy Cooper, and he was funny at delivering those jokes. Some of them were about more modern comedian. They were new jokes like about more modern celebrities, but they were still told in the style of how Tommy Cooper would tell jokes about comedians of his time. So yeah, I did quite enjoy the magic and like the comedy and the props of the Tommy Cooper impersonating Stefan Pedgick. Now, somebody who I really enjoyed was Kiki D. Yes, and she performed some songs with her guitarist named Carmelo Lugari. The two of them were fantastic. He is a great guitarist, I must say. She was the main person who was advertised as being here, but I will give credit that he is absolutely fantastic as well. He is a great guitarist. I really enjoyed their songs. Everyone knows she did perform like a slower version of "Don't Go Breaking My Heart," the song that she did with Elton John. Everyone knows that song. I knew, of course, that was a fantastic song, but she performed some other songs that I didn't know as much. And I have to say she is a great singer in general. So I got these autographs from them. Really happy to have this. They were both fantastic. And also, if you watched my video where I went over the guests who were going to be there, you might remember I've mentioned I did know somebody who had a personal connection to Kiki D, and I did tell her about that when I met her. I did get a picture taken with the two of them as well. So I told her about that connection that somebody had with her, and I also told that to both Noel and Sarah. They also had this Welsh opera singer there called Anthony Stewart Lloyd. I thought he was great as well. He had a great voice, not just for singing, but like when he was talking as well, he sounded great. It was great. He has a great Welsh accent, and that Welsh accent does work really well with the opera style of singing. And he is very tall as well. And what I found funny is one time when he was on stage and like Mike and Noel were there as well, they did a tribute to a sketch. I think it's known as like the Class sketch. It's from the Frost Report. It's with John Cleese and Ronnie Barker and Ronnie Corbett. I look up to him, but I look down on him. And I took a short video of that. I didn't get the whole thing, unfortunately, but here's a small clip of it, which I found quite funny.
Down on him. Hey! Another big hand.
And I also met him, Anthony Stewart Lloyd, on the way out. He was just in like the place where people were, where they were leaving, and he met me, and he commented on how tall I am as well. Now I'm about the same height as him, and he's saying, wow, somebody who's the same height as me. And I almost kind of wish I could have had a picture taken with him. I guess I didn't think to, because I was on my way out there then. Some other people have had photos taken with him to like show how the difference in size, and especially I think there was a picture of Noel next to him, because Noel's shorter, quite a lot shorter than him. But I did like the fact that he commented on like I'm about the same height as him. On the second day, they had somebody called Lionel Fanthorpe, who is the host of a TV show called 40 in TV, and he was there signing DVD copies of this series. Now they have shown this on Talking Pictures TV. I haven't watched it. It's one of the ones they show at like midnight. It is on their catch-up service Encore. I haven't watched it on there, but I got this DVD. I got it signed by him, and I actually have been enjoying watching the show so far. It's very interesting. It's about like the supernatural, like people who claim to have like supernatural encounters, or showing things that people might think is supernatural. I don't know if I always believe the people's claims on here, but it's still interesting. Or even if I do believe their claims, and some of that they do have video footage, evidence of it. I don't know if there's always a supernatural explanation to it or paranormal. But it is still very interesting to watch and is very enjoyable, and he's a good host on it, so I was happy to have this signed by him. And one thing though, so the bit where it says his name, that was already on there, but it was, if you wanted to, you could get him to personalize it so he did put to Jared on there. But the thing is, if I show you, So you know how usually when people sign DVDs covers, like they take it out and like sign the actual thing, yeah. So he put 2 Jared on there, but at first he started writing on here, so he did write 2. But then Mel, who was like assisting him, like showed him, no, you're supposed to take it out and like sign it. So I don't know. Yeah, so he did put 2 twice, once on the actual case, and then properly wrote 2 Jared on the actual thing. So I guess maybe he hadn't like signed DVDs before and didn't know that's what you're supposed to do. Or although like they were already signed like with his name, so I don't know if like that he had them. They were already taken out for him, and then he hand signed them, or maybe this was like printed on like, because like it did seem like the signatures on them like were kind of the same. Well, I guess it does kind of look like he might have handwritten that, but yeah, I guess it would have been already taken out for him, so like he knew what to do. But then but then with this, he didn't realize at first that he was supposed to take it out. Yeah, because I was the first person who he signed one of these for. Yeah, when I was there. So yeah, really have enjoyed this show so far. It's released by Network. I guess now apparently they're associating with Talking Pictures TV and like Renown Films. I think I remember some years ago there was news of them shutting down, but I guess now they're associating with Renown Pictures. I think I do remember there was like a Renown Pictures release that also had the Network label on it. And they've shown this on Talking Pictures. So yeah, but I was intrigued. Yeah, Sarah said to me like maybe you might want to get one of these, signed. And then later on, when they had Lionel on stage and had him interviewed, and before that they showed like clips from the show, that made me interested in actually watching the show itself. I'm very glad that I did get the opportunity to get it signed, and I met him as well. I did have a picture taken with him, and very, very happy about that. They did do the whole game show thing again, which they did at the previous show. Like they had Andre Vincent as the like main host, and then had Mike and Knowles as like the team captains, and then people from the audience could come and join their teams. This time, one of the times they did the game show, this time, Lisa Goddard came and was part of one of the teams, and she at first they did is like the trivia game which they did last time, and I guess it's meant to be an homage to Pop Quiz, a quiz show that Mike Reed used to host. But then later on they changed it to Give Us a Clue, which is the game show that Lisa Goddard used to be one of the team captains on. And it's basically just a televised game show version of charades. So yeah, they played charades, and it had Lisa Goddard on it, which was fun because she was on Give Us a Clue. Although I think like she found it difficult actually this time to guess it, which is ironic considering she was on the show. They have been shown Give Us a Clue on Talking Pictures TV, although not the ones where she's a team captain. She was a contestant on the show before she became a team captain, but yeah, I think Talking Pictures have shown the one where she's a contestant, but they haven't been shown the ones where she is like one of the team captains. They've been shown the ones where they have Una Stubbs as the team captain of the women's team, and then Lionel Blair as the captain of the men's team, and had Michael Parkinson as the main host. I do enjoy that show, and I liked when they paid tribute to it here. And they did also interview Mike. Later interviewed Lisa Goddard, and they talked about her career, and talking about her, and they talked about her taking over as team captain after Una Stubbs left. Very interesting to hear about. I always do enjoy the interviews that they have at these shows. And of course they had Mark Shortland, the comedy magician, who's usually there. And this time something that made me feel quite famous was I was actually a big part of his big ending magic trick. Yeah, so like I had to hold an envelope which he revealed what was in it later, and yeah, and also I got to press like numbers into his calculator on his phone, and and yeah, when somebody like picked out someone out of the audience originally, they picked out my dad, and my dad said no, he didn't want to do it. He doesn't like audience participation, so they had me instead. But yeah, I mostly just had to hold the envelope, and then I pressed on his phone later. And yeah, so my dad said that if he knew that all he had to do was hold an envelope, then he wouldn't have minded getting that involvement. But, yeah, but it's just the going on stage, audience participation that he's not too fond of. So yeah. And somebody else who was interviewed, there was somebody called Owen Money. He is a Welsh comedian and radio host, and was a member of the '60s band The Bystanders. Yeah, and he came there to talk about his career. It was interesting, because obviously he was talking with Mike Reed, and both of them have been radio hosts. And Owen Money was saying that he's just like earlier that day he was presenting on the radio, and Mike Reed also still does radio presenting on the Heritage Chart Radio. So yeah, Owen Money is currently a presenter on BBC Radio Wales, and him and Mike Reed are both 79 years old. So yeah, I mean it's cool that they're still doing that, presenting at their age, and yeah, I mean it seems like it's probably a cool job to do anyway, isn't it? So yeah, very much enjoyed this event. And I found the whole picture taking thing and sharing to the WhatsApp group to be much easier this time. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video as well. Please let me know in the comments. If you think any of this sounds cool, if you think any of the guests and acts sound cool, if you're maybe a fan of some of the people and their work. And yeah, I will look forward to, I've already booked my tickets for the next Talking Pictures show in Redditch, which is only a one-day event, but I'm very much looking forward to it. They've got some cool guests, and there's also the one in October later, which I think is also a one-day event. Looking forward to those future shows. And thanks everyone for watching this video, and see you next time. Bye.